The National Common Core Standards in Public Education is raising questions if it's actually improving education. After being implemented in 2010, this is the first year Missouri students grades 3rd through 8th will be evaluated on English and math through DESE, the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, based off these new standards.
We do realize this is a harder test. We don't want students and teachers to fail. We want them to be encouraged. We want to support them through this transition and actually see a successful result.
But many parents are advocating against Common Core, saying it eliminates local control.
This isn't a test for what he's been taught all year. This isn't a test for what his teacher, who we are blessed to have an awesome teacher this year, has been teaching him all year.
These rigorous standards put stress on teachers to change their curriculum and students to do well on these tests. Parents say it's not making learning fun.
I want him to want to learn. I want him to like going to school. There's a huge chunk of time devoted to practicing this test and going over what's going to be on this test, whereas all of that time could be more constructive.
Teachers would come up to me and say, "I'm so glad you're saying something. I'm so glad you're asking questions," because we can't. We felt their fear for their job is driving them into silence.
Even the East Newton School District tried to not implement these standards, but have no choice but to comply.
Your money has to go to securing your accreditation as a school district.
And opting out of these tests aren't an option, since unlike many states, Missouri makes them mandatory.
I understand that I don't have a legal way to opt out because there's no provision made for that. But as a parent, I can say, no, my child is not participating.
The data from these tests aren't just being used to evaluate students. For years, the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act protected students' information, but now its new regulations allows info to be open to third-party entities.
School districts are selling student information and data for money. It invites businesses into the education sector. So it becomes a data decision, money-driven process instead of about education.
We're talking about whole industries that are based on this. Not only the technology and the testing, but also you've got people who are totally set up in training for things like this.
Even though Amendment 3 failed, DESE overrode it. Now how students score on these tests will be used to evaluate teachers and decide their employment status starting in the 2017-2018 school year.
If your students don't perform well in this test, you lose your job. And that's stunning. That is historically not something we've done in America.
There are bad teachers out there, no doubt about it. But the way this testing system is, it's really not a fair indicator of whether the teachers are good or not, number one, because the tests aren't that good.
Are there perfect teachers out there? No. Could we be better? Yes. But that process needs to happen at a local level.
Carl Junction administrators say a positive to Common Core is it's consistent from state to state.
So when our students move across the state lines, we're able to actually determine what they really know and where they're at in their learning and their education.
A lot of teachers are excited about this. I mean, they're excited about having more time to delve deeper into a subject.
Reporting in Southwest Missouri, Carla Pesono, KSN Local News.